is Jon Lott, and I'm an architect and an educator. And I think of architecture as a sort of speculative project. So I have actually two practices, my own, which is Para Project, and also a collective, LOK, with two partners. And enjoy working in those two ways, where some of the work is, my own, and some of it is a very collaborative process. This is my first project outside of the US, and the project so far mostly in New York and in California and in some other states. The work deals a lot with the uncanny and reflectivity in a few ways, and in literal reflectivity and also in a kind of formal reflectivity. Of estrangement in general, I think, has always been one way in, right, to a work, and I've always found that quite intriguing. So I'm playing with some of those ideas quite a bit here. The diptych, I'm very intrigued by that comparative process and things which are proximate. So here you have this beautiful context, and you have the stranger in the mix. So it's very specific to this place and this canal and these houses and their form, and what feels part of the neighborhood and what feels intimate. And so it's playing very directly with this specific place. And it's a diptych in many ways, and there'll be some literal reflectivity in the pavilion. But also it's a kind of mirroring of itself. And so the pavilion is a kind of diptych on its own, right? And you'll see that in the roof, I think, the ceiling more. But it also, urbanistically, it divides the canal almost roughly in half. And so the neighborhood, too, feels a kind of sidedness that they didn't have before. There were so many spots that felt, interesting. But this one, mostly because it was unused, felt like it could address that aspect of the intimate and this kind of foreign familiar relationship with a public and domestic sphere, and draw out some of what one might imagine it's like inside, when all of the others are sort of full of life, and this one is obviously mute and void of that ability to make that connection. So for me, there's a question about what happened there, and also it raises the question about the spaces that we have, that we live with, and how we use them, and when we abandon them.